What's up, y'all? So it's your boy Cafe. Let's get into it. So Disney has made an announcement that has sent shockwaves and has raised a lot of questions in the industry, which is that Bob Iger, who came back to be the CEO for Disney for the second time because he retired the first time, is going to be officially retiring in 2026. He's going to be stepping down from his position. He's not going to be coming back. And Disney now is in the process of trying to find a replacement for him. But the question that everybody wants to know is what is going to be the future of Disney? Mainly, what is going to be the future for Marvel? Because we've seen all the problems that Marvel has been having and trying to get those problems taken care of and trying to get them fixed. Now, just to give y'all a little bit of a backstory, when Bob Iger retired from Disney back in 2022, when he left, the company was in very, very good standings. As far as film and entertainment, they was dominating that market. Anything that they put out was selling millions and millions, and they was making billions and billions of dollars. So he left the company in good standing. Unfortunately, when Chapek came in, Chapek did such a horrible job where he alienated executives, he alienated talent to the point that the board with the stockholders had a emergency meeting and wanted to bring Bob Iger back. They reached out to Bob and said, "Hey, can you please come back and put the company back where it needs to be because nobody wants to work with this guy." Bob said, "Sure." He came back and he's been doing all the things in his power that he can to get the company back on track. Now, some people may say, well, he hasn't really been doing anything, because look at all the problems that Marvel had. But you have to look at it this way. Cleaning up somebody's mess is not the easiest thing to do. It takes time, it takes a lot of energy to go in there and clean up somebody's mess. We're on the outside looking in, so ain't no telling that when he came back, what he saw in the company and saw how everything was all screwed up. So now he's saying he's meeting with the executives like Kevin Feige and the people at Marvel and saying, hey, what's going on, what's happening, putting plans together to say what can we do to get things back on track. Because when he leaves in 2026, he doesn't want to leave the company in a bad standing. He wants to leave like when he left the first time in very good standings. So he's working with all the executives in Marvel trying to figure out what they can do. Now we've seen that a lot of the Marvel projects that have came out so far have not been good. Fans have been very disappointed, and I'm pretty sure that Kevin Feige has been disappointed to the point now that Marvel has lost some of their fan base because of those projects. Especially with the highly anticipated Blade movie that we was all wanting to see that went through numerous script changes and cast changes and writer changes to the point that they just went ahead and just pulled it off the calendar. Now, are they going to go back to doing another Marvel movie? In my opinion, I don't think so. But when Bob leaves, what is going to be the future of Marvel? Can Marvel be able to bounce back? I think that they can bounce back, but are they going to be able to have that big historic run that they had before? They're not going to have that run. They're not going to have that run, but I think that they can bounce back. But unfortunately, they're going to have to make some changes and do some things that's going to rub people the wrong way, that's going to make fans upset. But we have to understand why these changes have to be made. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed, but at the same time, they're going to have to go through this bad phase first to get back to that good phase. And Bob Iger is a very smart man. He's been in the business a long time. He knows that. He knows that, hey, people are not going to be happy with these decisions, but we got to do what we got to do to get things back on track. So in that process, everybody wants to know and concerned and curious. Well, I'm gonna say concerned, but they're curious about this new phase that Marvel announced that's going to be coming. What can we expect? How is it going to plan out? Are fans going to be happy? I think that this new phase, I think is going to be successful. I think they're going to have some projects there's going to be some hits and they're going to have a few misses. But I'm hoping that they have very few misses and more hits. So the future of Marvel when Bob leaves, it's kind of hard to say because of everything that's taken place. But I'm keeping my fingers crossed that they can get back on track. And once again, like I said, Bob Iger is a very smart man. He's been in the business for a long time, and he's been working very hard around the clock to get things back in a better position before he steps away. So we just have to sit back and wait and see what's going to happen. But I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I will keep you guys updated on this. Leave your comments. Stay tuned.